Let's talk about the Vanguard beta. As most of you guys know, I play on PC, so this was the first weekend that I had with Vanguard. I started playing on Thursday and I was not impressed. This game has a lot of issues, and if the new Warzone experience will be taking place with the Vanguard engine, this has me worried. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the problems that I found in the beta, whether it's gameplay, audio, or graphics and performance. So let's start with the gameplay issues. I should note that many of these should probably be fixed by the time Vanguard launches, but I just want to point them out anyways. Sometimes when you try to climb over a window or over a ledge, you just can't do it. There's a few times where I've just been trying to hop over a ledge and I got myself killed because I couldn't position myself better. And unlike Warzone at launch, these are definitely places that you should be able to climb over. And the next issue is spawns, and this should be less of an issue in the Vanguard Warzone, but I just wanted to point it out here anyways. And yeah, spawns usually get fixed because this is a beta and we're just giving them data to see where we can spawn and die from. And another issue with many Call of Duties is bodies clipping through walls, and I did manage to find this a few times. And since this is unlikely to get fixed, it just means that we'll have another Call of Duty where parts of your body just sometimes stick through walls. A pretty big issue I found is that sometimes there were these giant metal environmental objects, or just large environmental objects that shouldn't be penetrated. Small caliber weapons could easily shoot through them. And this would suck for Warzone, because you could get behind cover and next thing you know you just get sprayed behind what you thought was a safe area. So I really hope they look at what can and can't be shot through and fix it. Now, less of an issue for Warzone, but the glide bomb horizontal mouse sensitivity is too low. I can drag my mouse up and down easily, but when it comes to side-to-side movement, it's almost impossible to get the bomb to move. I have to drag my mouse all the way to the end of the mouse mat, lift it, and do it again 2 more times in order to get the bomb to move maybe a quarter of the map. This is ridiculous and this needs to be fixed. So less gameplay and more UI. The menu selection preview doesn't immediately update. You have to hold it over in order for it to update. This could be really annoying when you're trying to compare 2 different things by going over them pretty fast. And just like Modern Warfare and Cold War, the new item indications are kind of broken, and even if you click the remove new item indicators, it doesn't work. I don't know if this will ever get fixed because it still doesn't work properly in Cold War. Now the options, there are several things that are missing. One of them being a simple control option like double tapping your use button to use your satchel charge quickly. However, I do want to note that this is a little nitpick because we got a lot of options this time, and if this translates over to Warzone, I'm going to be pretty happy. Now when it comes to suppression, in Warzone, this has absolutely no place. You should not be rewarded for missing shots. If your target is dodging and getting out of the way, they should not be punished for being a better player. And if you think this just benefits less skilled players, that is incorrect, because basically any skilled player would just be able to take advantage of this too. Hey, is that person running away and you're not confident you can hit your shots? Well, just kind of spray in the general area, get them to slow down, and then use your superior accuracy to actually gun them down. They'll stand literally no chance and it will be unfair, so this just better not be in the Warzone integration. And lastly, while I do expect the ping system to be in Warzone, they should add this to multiplayer as well. Sometimes I would walk into a room, get shot by someone camping in a corner, and I would want to ping him. Then a second later, a teammate walks in, they get killed. 2 seconds later, another teammate walks in, gets killed by the same camper. And there's just no way to communicate to other teammates that there's someone there, because remember, weapons aren't showing up on the minimap without that one perk. And this issue becomes heightened when we get into the audio issues. So, the game is extremely quiet, regardless of what you play it on. I play most of my games somewhere between 14 and 25% system audio. For this, I have to turn it up all the way to 60%. I should note though that my speaker setup is surround sound, and this is less of an issue when on headphones. I still have to turn up my volume, but nowhere near as much. But it's not just the volume that's an issue, it sounds muffled, like if you're wearing hearing protection. Just everything about the game sounds really weird. The explosions sound fine, but gunfire, voice lines, footsteps, they're just really difficult. Sometimes you just hear things that seem that they're right next to you, but they're really not. You can hear things through walls and floors as if they were right next to you. Footstep audio is way too low and sometimes non-existent, so you cannot tell where people are sometimes. And I've even had my footstep audio just stop working completely. And sometimes you can make things just lose audio, like the tank elevator, you can just spam it and it'll stop making noise. I seriously can't tell when someone's shooting at me, and many people can't tell when I'm shooting at them. And when you're getting shot at, sometimes the only reason that you know you're getting shot is because you can hear the bullets impacting you and you see your screen going red. There's been too many instances where some teammates are right next to enemies and they're both firing in the same direction and they don't realize they're literally next to someone they could kill. Without the minimap working correctly and without a ping system, you can't really expect anyone to do reasonably well with audio like this. And speaking of gunfire audio, there should definitely be some sort of gradual change between indoor and outdoor gunfire. And just a weird little nitpick, hit marker audio sometimes goes from the left and right channels if you're on stereo or surround, and it's really disorienting. And with the extremely quiet gunfire that somehow decides that it wants to get even quieter as you keep shooting, the hit marker audio is way too loud. And just another quick thing, voice lines continue after death, or can even start after death. So I'm a pretty big sound guy, and honestly, this has made the Vanguard beta extremely frustrating for me. And lastly, let's talk about graphics and performance. In Vanguard, we currently have two AA options. The first one is pretty decent, but the second is terrible. I understand that it's due to temporal filtering, but at higher resolutions, it's unplayable for me. And I think this could be easily fixed with NVIDIA filters because we do have that sharpening slider, but we don't have that in the beta. So if we don't get more anti-aliasing methods brought in, I hope that at least at launch, we do get the filtering options. I'm playing on the lowest settings, when in any other Call of Duty, I'm playing on the highest. And I am getting terrible FPS in this. I have no idea if it's just that much of a change in engine and an upgrade, but I literally am struggling to get past 60 FPS. And sometimes it just drops me to 30 FPS, and I know I'm barely getting 60 sometimes, but going from 60 to 30 in a gunfight, that's just an easy way to lose. And then there's maps like Hotel Royal where I'm just switching between 30 and 40 FPS non-stop, and it's extremely stuttery. Or at any point in the game where I'm doing pretty good, I know that any time I could just experience a sudden FPS drop and lose my streak. So yeah, this is the worst performing beta I have ever participated in. And I am struggling to get to max level. I have been trying to play this game, but every time I do, I play a few matches and I have to quit because I just can't. The audio is the worst for me though. But even though the enemies can't hear me coming because my footstep audio is too quiet, they're just sitting in a corner anyways, and they're just ready to shoot whoever comes around first. But sometimes it creates really hilarious situations where there's like 4 people in a room and they don't notice each other, but they slowly kill each other as they realize that they're all there, even though they should easily be able to tell that they're there because of extremely loud unsuppressed machine gun fire. I have no idea how the beta could have been released in such a state, and I am not confident on the actual launch of the game. So if you haven't pre-ordered yet, honestly, hold off. And I honestly don't know if 3 weeks after launch is enough to get the Warzone new integration. So I am worried, but I do hope that they can get these things fixed. Last year's beta was a bit different. It did have performance issues, and for me, the more important thing was that my mouse seemed to have acceleration activate randomly. And all this got fixed when the game launched. So I am confident that the graphics and performance issues will get better, but I'm not so sure how easy it will be to fix the audio issues. So if they fix it, awesome, but if they don't be surprised if they delay the Warzone integration. So that was my experience with the Vanguard beta. Did you play it? And if you did you experience the same issues? And what did you think of the beta in general? And are you looking forward to the Vanguard Warzone integration? But that's the video. If you enjoyed it or it's helped you in any way, let me know by leaving a like. If you got any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section down below. And if you want to make sure that you never miss another video, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.